If you look back at what had happened in the previous 10 years, there is an average halving of the income from 2000 to 2008 already, and this is largely due to the blockade that had been in place for several years. But in addition to that, the dire situation for the youth of Gaza is much more severe than what's going on in the overall economy. Some basic statistics about this include the fact that over 75% of the population of Gaza is under the age of 30, approximately 32% of that between the age of 15 and 29, and the rest is under the age of 15. And every cohort, every new group of students that enters the school systems in Gaza is the largest one on record. On the other end of the educational system, these students are now going out into the labor force, and they're going out and trying to get jobs. And again, every year is a record number of job seekers. On average, in Gaza Strip in 2008, for example, 20,000 new job seekers entered the labor force. And this is in a situation where previously there were some release valves for these new workers, that they could go to the Gulf to get jobs, or they could go to Israel to get jobs, or there's a possibility for more opportunities even in the West Bank than there might have been in the Gaza Strip. All of these opportunities have now been shut off. And because of that, it is the lack of the ability to reach markets by producers, the ability to get raw materials by producers, and the ability to access your consumers as well for these manufacturers that really hold some potential for hope of creating a dynamic Gazan economy that has been completely shut off. Even before the war last year, the cost of some of the mobility restrictions, even when the borders were open, were putting a surcharge of roughly 50 to 60% on every good that was produced in Gaza. They would have to go through these security measures that would involve back-to-back trucking measures, where they would have to be unloaded from a Palestinian truck to be then loaded onto an Israeli truck and hand-checked everything that passed through Israel. These sorts of restrictions dampened the ability of manufacturers in Gaza to do much even before the war. And now, after roughly $2 billion of damage to the Gazan economy that has not been rebuilt, the situation is just much more dire than it even was then.